so grand. Was? Kuscham?
Metolo? Avo! Mele potele!
Jumatub? Schubatub? Oh, that'll say it. She's so grand. Whoop-de poor soil. Tap, tap. Oof, tap. Her blad. Zabagina. Nib, Framanad, Halloo, Frymans.
Kita, aż tu Kabu.
Oh, tu. Mata bi. Hep, Rowan.
Đi xíu quá.
Shove.
Một cả basta basta vô.
Magavlova, Avava. Oh, Admiral. Scissor room?
La la.
Sure, Weaver. Well, these are bubbly.
Mucho pa. Toma.
Oh, 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 oh.
Tab mab, tab mab.
Oh, oh, stop. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, no po. Gusto ko na. Oh.
That wasn't supposed to happen!
Hey everybody, AndroidConan here today. You may be wondering why I'm speaking to you. The reason is I'd like to explain this next clip into a little bit more detail, and writing a description for it would be so lengthy that, it's just not worth it. Now, I should say that I'm normally not used to doing voiceovers, so if I screw up in my speech, you know why. Anyways, normally when I play the Sims 2 series, I don't like to use cheats because it would take away from the experience. But, sometimes you have no choice but to use a cheat or two. With that said, in episode 13, as you saw, we had to use a move objects cheat to get Scott away from his car because he was stuck there. And if we hadn't done that, he would have died. So, in this episode, basically, I was trying to get a baby boy to be born. Now, the reason is, when I do this series, I like to have my little own mini arcs going on, where I basically create certain characters and they affect how the family goes throughout the series. So the plan for Scott and Mary Sue was for them to have 3 kids, 1 daughter, and 2 sons. Now, we already had Madison born, and we already had Ryder, so all that was left was the last son, whose name was going to be Gordon. But when I was doing this, the game just kept giving me baby girls. Now, normally that's not a problem. You just restart your game and you keep trying until, the game gives you a baby boy. But after the 4th or 5th attempt, it hadn't done it. And I was starting to get a little bit frustrated, as you can expect. So, I was going to quit the game for a little bit, try and figure out how to go about it. And, of course, the one time you need to not save the game, you accidentally do save the game. Now, at this point, I'm like, well, I screwed up. There's nothing I can do. This baby girl is stuck there, whose name, by chance, happens to be baby girl Fryman, because I didn't change the name at all, because I thought, hey, I'm not going to use this character at all. There's no reason for me to name him. Anyways, when I realized that I screwed up, I'm like, aw, crap, the series is over. I ruined it. I have nothing, I can't fix this. But then I thought, hey, why don't I just use some cheats, get rid of the baby girl, and the game will go on. So, basically, what I did was I used the move objects on cheat and I deleted the baby. But then I realized, hey, we need to get another baby now. But doing so would take 4 days, and that doesn't always mean that it's going to be a boy baby. So, what I did was I spawned in this item called the Tombstone of Life and Death. And if you're not familiar with such an object, it basically gives you all these options how to affect the sim. And one of them is making them pregnant. So, how it works is basically whatever gender you want, you impregnate the opposite baby. Not baby. Somehow, when you impregnate the sim, depending on the gender of the parent, means what gender the baby's gonna be. So, I wanted a baby boy, so since Mary Sue is obviously married to Scott, I used Mary Sue's genes, which apparently impregnated Scott, which is a little bit weird in real life. Kind of makes a little bit more sense in The Sims too, but still kind of crazy, Anyway, so we sped up the pregnancy so that it lasted about 4 hours in the game, which is kind of funny because in fast forward you just see Scott go through all these different, phases of pregnancy until he gives birth. Now, the game goes into its cinematic, as you'll see, and when it does that, you see what would normally be the alien baby come out of, like, the plume bob, but in this case it was a normal baby just hovering around Scott, and it was really weird to see, because I've had alien sims before in this game, and seeing a normal baby there was like, what the hell is this? So, you know, the baby's born, and I'm figuring, okay, Mary Sue's baby, you know, baby girl Fryman, is gone. We're never gonna have to worry about it again. It shows up in the bio, which was a little bit annoying, but, you know, it's gone. Well, when I restarted to film the next episode, I saw, oh man, the baby is back. You know, it'll keep coming back, no matter how many times you delete it. So I'm like, well, let me try and get it sent to a social worker, which I thought would get rid of it. Well, apparently when I was doing that first recording, when you have a social worker take away a baby, it basically takes away all the kids that aren't teenagers. So basically Ryder and Gordon were taken away. And I was like, well, I can't send them to a social worker. How do I get rid of the baby now? And that's when you know, when it occurred to me, why don't I just move out the Pleasant sisters and the baby? And I thought, well, that might not work because it's, you know, the baby's related to Mary Sue. But for some reason it did work. So that's how I was able to get rid of them, and you will see that in the next episode coming up. So I just wanted to explain that, you know, so we'd both be a little bit clearer on what's going on in the series. And I thank you for listening, and, you know, enjoy. Keep on watching, guys.
Portela pasó. Wie süß. Klappa. Curi.
Oh,
Gariku chomu. Huchu kuku.
uh-huh.